6,175 pounds, the Freedom Express 279 AZDEL Ultralite Rear Living Couples Camping Dream Machine here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. I'm loving the updates they put into this thing. This is the best generation of Freedom Express yet. Whether it's the enhancements to both the cold storage and dry storage, getting rid of the carpet, or just the little touches that they keep putting into these, this is the best generation of Freedom Express yet. First, a quick look with the slide closed. Get to see her in travel mode. What's nice here, a lot of rear living rooms have a pair of rear recliners, and you gotta like physically wrestle with the things to close the slide. But with this being a theater seat, well, the way that we have it optioned is a theater seat. Standard is not a theater seat, but regardless, you never have to wrestle with chairs. You just push the button and close the slide out. Now over here you see you've got this big like 7-foot true U-dinette. It can fold down to a big sleeper like you're looking right now. And I want you to just kind of log that in your memory banks for just a second, because if we go up here, you can see that the slide it cuts off the bedroom and the bathroom. Now, if your life depended on it, like I could probably crawl through here and I could get up there if I really had to. I obviously don't think that's ideal for travel purposes, but remember, not every RV has to be 100% travel functional. There's different campers for different people, different purposes. If you want a 100% travel accessible rear living camper, give us a call here at Haylett. We have plenty of other ones. This, though, at the same time, we still have great kitchen access for travel stops. And then you can see the big fridge here. Obviously, the new optional 12-volt fridge. So I think this is very travel stop functional. I don't know if it's travel stayover functional. Like if you have to park in a parking space and not open the slide out, this may not be the ideal camper for you. But shooting you straight like that's what we do here at Haylett RV. Now, in a really big pinch, I think if I had to, I could probably stop and I could probably spend a night on the dinette here, which is why I've left it down in the sleeper position. I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but I think if I had to, I could make it work. But all opened up and in full effect, when you reach your destination, you are in for a treat. Now, what's kind of cool is standing right here, I can go ahead and hit some of the really high points in the new updates on this, and I'll probably repeat them a few times as we go. But first of all, down below in the slide, completely carpetless now. You can see how they also have no heat vents in the floor. Freedom Expresses are going to be some of your best spring, summer, fall, run around, got sand on your toes, doesn't matter kind of campers. Easy cleaning, and I like how their slide flooring matches the main deck flooring. I think there's nice cohesion there. On the left, you see the optional, now available, 10.7 cubic foot 12-volt compressor fridge. And this fridge is a beast. I mean, the biggest problem that we're having with this kind of 12-volt fridge is that we have to turn the fridge down because it's freezing stuff. It works like a champ. They cool, like, I don't know, 4 times faster, maybe more, compared to a conventional passive absorption fridge. Being 12 volt, they're super traveling friendly, and they have very low power draw. So if you're gonna do some boondocking, basically even a portable solar panel and a second battery will get you through a really long extended weekend. Also available, the optional 15,000 BTU central air system, which is something we like to put in our Freedom Expresses basically 10 times out of 10. And as long as we're talking about the air, it is nice that you can also kind of control the AC in these a little bit with both. It's called vented and louvered ducting, meaning it can close and it can turn. Now, you're going to see a couple accent lights like above the entertainment center, below the dining seating. There's a couple cool things like that. The TV, as you see, can pivot around. So if you want to watch it from the dining, from the kitchen, or face it directly at the optional in the back theater seating versus the standard jackknife sofa, you can do that too. This is a heat massage, what I like to call cinema seat. And it's the perfect place if you want to pop in at the end of the day, kick your feet up and really crash, you can. There is the option for a hide-a-bed in this model, but with that big sleeper dinette that we saw previously and we'll see again in just a moment, I don't think you need it. Now, you've got tons of windows here in the living room. They all are going to open for airflow, including the windows on either side of the theater seat or the slide out there. But I tell you, geez, where do we even want to start? This storage. Coachmen is a brand that if they know one thing, they know storage. And wait till you see what they've done in the bedroom and the bathroom. We'll get there in a minute. But first, let's start down here and get this all opened up. Starting over here, we got a lower, what I like to call pantry-tainment center. Next to the entertainment unit, you've got a nice pocket, and below that for some like add-on things like Blu-ray type stuff. But every little nook and cranny they could, they opened up. I like the kind of mini shoe garage down below here. Also, both sides of that sofa, they'll have the same sealed edge pressed membrane countertops that you'll find on the dining table, the kitchen, and the bathroom. But you're also getting some big storage compartments down there. Not to mention the full overhead storage above the seating. And that right there is an area where a lot of brands have started to really peel back cabinet space so they can save a buck and save a pound. And they can put bigger windows in when they do that, which I get it. Windows are very cool, but there's no substitute for storage. You know, I can turn on a light if I need more light. There's you know, storage is either there or it's not. Now the whole U-dinette has storage, and it's easy to access because even the rear part of the bench has those sliding door panels, and you can see that free-floating folding leg table right there gets up out of the way, so you can actually get to that storage. And did you notice, once again, the completely carpetless slide systems found now through all Freedom Express Ultralites and Liberty editions. Last year, that was Liberty only, and only for part of the year. So they're really pushing that forward. Now, I like what they did over here. A lot of brands who build a floor plan like this, they shove the refrigerator into the slide out. But that means that you lose that breeze-through window over there. Now, I've got the blackout shade pulled on it currently, but that is a breeze-through window. And I like how they left that open stand, because it's kind of doubling as prep space, plus big, deep storage below it. But the real storage space obviously does happen over here in the kitchen. We've got the plywood full extension drawers right there. An RV nerd preferred feature, the utensil drawer. It's a sink around, wrap around utensil drawer here. And this little insert can actually pop right out. So if you want to take it out for picnic time, you can. The sealed edge counter that you're seeing right there obviously has a stainless inset sink. And I think this ledge overhang is perfect for a wastebasket. And I knew I'd forget something. I left the overhead cabinet space closed. Hidden hinges, by the way, you can see standard. Even here on the Ultras, not even just an upscale Liberty feature. And we mentioned it previously, but the newly available 12-volt compressor fridge now available in the Ultralite Freedom Express is not just Liberty. And that's the thing. I think a lot of the features that really helped define the Liberty edition have become more available in the Ultralite series. And you know, I see a lot of different RVs here, guys, and I'm really starting to become of the belief that Freedom Express is pound for pound one of the best buys in Ultralites today. Let's also get you a nice clean look with everything closed up, especially with those hidden hinges. It gives it just a very sleek, polished, streamlined look. Now the entertainment unit here below the TV, it's Bluetooth, it's AM/FM, but it has HDMI plugs on it. So if you want to add a DVD, a Blu-ray, a Roku stick or something like that, you can do pretty much anything that you want with it. Now I've got all the shades drawn now so you can see the blackouts there. It helps the camera so we can give you a good look. But this thing, man, it's got so much glass. It has windows everywhere. It has glass and class. Moving up here into the bathroom space. It's fully privatized, which is nice. It does mean it's a little longer. And apologies for my footprints there. It is you know, a dirt ground outside, and it dribbled a little bit of the antifreeze in transit. So unfortunately, I left a few footprints. But the good news is those won't be there when you take the RV home, because cleaning the RV at no additional charge to you is only one of a lot of things that we do at no additional charge here at Haylett RV. Now, with this RV being 6'9" tall, I haven't even mentioned that yet. This is 3 inches taller than a common lightweight trailer at 6'9" across the whole ceiling. That means this shower is very good for tall folks like me. I can stand in there, no sweat, and not have to you know, worry about banging my head on things. And the revisions to the bathroom, well, it was actually in part a suggestion that I offered Freedom Express, and they played with it and found some success with it and adopted it. This used to, basically what they did is they added this huge linen cabinet right here, but you'll see that that's actually accessible from the bedroom as well. But that's 6'9" of additional bath storage that just didn't used to be here. And that is a porcelain foot flush stool, by the way. So if you're a little bit bigger like me, it is what I like to call fluffy friendly. Now, as we walk into the bedroom, if you've got really good eyes, you've already noticed another update. We'll get to it in just a second. First, the fact that both sides of the 60x80 True Queen bed have stands with household and USB plugs. Now, I just mentioned, first of all, it is a True Queen, not a Camp Queen bed. What they've done here, though, below the bed is, I think, what's really going to catch some attention. because they have completely revised their underbed storage area inside the RV. Both sides of the bed have their own dresser drawer storage. There's 2 more drawers on the opposite side. You can see them sticking out over there. And this concept has been kind of dabbled with by a couple other guys in the RV industry, but leave it to Freedom Express to perfect it, because they're the first I've seen where the drawers open outward, so you don't have to lift the bed to get to those. It is smarter. So if you need to sit here, you need to fold some laundry, if it's craft time, I mean, there's a lot you can do here. And this is another area you get to see that all aluminum skeletal work go down here. Now, as we work our way up, you see how it is an easy lift 60 by 80 queen bed. It just doesn't get much easier than that. That is a big, you know, one piece up-down platform right there. Above the bed, you see that extra skylight letting out some, you know, heat, or you could very easily install a fan in there if that's one of those things you're looking for aftermarket. As we work our way over, you see TV hookups here in the bedroom on the wall. A lot of people don't tend to put a TV in the bedroom of a camper like this, and this wall is occupied by a sliding door and the enhanced storage that we kind of peeked at in the bathroom. Remember, this is shared with the bathroom, but they have added so much storage capacity into the bedroom of these Freedom Expresses. It is threatening to be best in class in a lot of ways. Like, you see the little shoe garage spaces, you have space for the totes down between. There is so much good going on here now that just wasn't there not that long ago. But what's nice is we still have all the other things that made this bedroom great. Like, we have these large hanging closets on both sides and a little Freedom detail. Coachmen does this a lot. They use hanging racks instead of hanging rods because it keeps your laundry in place. We still have full overhead cabinet storage space. I mean, there's all the good stuff that was going on before and then some. This is the best Freedom Express yet. Now, you won't see a whole lot of updates on the exterior of this one compared to previously, and that's a good thing because they have been nailing it. Although, as we come back around to the campsite and we start looking at the outside cooker, you will see some nice updates there. Automotive windshield set into the front here. That is a different type of glass, much stronger than just a sidewall window. So, you know, headwind pushes, God forbid a stone gets a hold of it. It's just like the windshield of your vehicle. It's an automotive windshield. It's not likely to have issues. Power tongue jack on the front, previously optional, now part of what they call the Ultralite package, so basically standard. They are still doing the 12-volt battery disconnect up front here, and you see how they're still putting the spare tire up on the tongue. The idea there being to leave the rear bumper open, and that also helps with load equalization. Weight in front of the axles carries a little bit better than weight behind. Now, you'll find magnet holdbacks in all the baggage doors. You'll also find a enclosed heated underbelly on your Freedom Expresses. But before we take a knee and look at that, I want to zero in on some of the work they're doing on the slide outs over here. First of all, you can see how all the windows are very heavily tinted to keep the sunshine out. Secondly, they have a very rough textured slide wall on these. I call it a seal gripping slide wall. And if I peel this back, you see double wiper seals plus an interior or exterior bulb seal. So you always have 3 points of contact with the slide when the slide's fully extended or retracted, and 2 when it's moving in and out. And if you notice, you can see how they're using like a T-shaped wiper seal. That's not normal. Not everybody does that, and it helps really grab the slide. So that plus this makes sure those wiper seals always get wiped in or out the correct way. And then, like I said, for extended season use, we do have ourselves an enclosed and forced air heated belly. On the back side of the slide there, you can see centralized hookups, and I love how they're all put back in this rear corner. That is something Coachmen's very good at, and it's those details. All the storage, the centralized hookups, it's these little things you can tell. These are made by people who actually camp, for people who actually camp. They're not just drawn up by some engineer because it would look pretty. They make it function first. But I don't know, I think they make it look pretty as well. Of course, we're backup camera ready. We will get ourselves up the rear ladder. That used to be optional, now again included in that Ultralite package. The way that we've been building our Freedom Expresses here at Haylett RV is basically the way that they're almost standard now. Evidently, we cracked the code on that one. But, speaking of which, I told you we'd come back and look at the outside cooker. The campsite of this thing is awesome. And it's a beautiful day to have the awning out, I think, as we slide our way over here past those nice stable steps. That used to be a Liberty-only feature. It was incorporated into the Ultra Series last season. You see the wide stance stability axles here, too, as well. That is something where, you know, the weight is well within half-ton towability. There's going to be some, like, half-ton rough equivalent SUVs out there, however. Like, they have a really high tow rating, but they don't quite have the wheelbase to handle a larger trailer. Well, that's where these can come into play. They kind of help fight that sway and bounce and wiggle to kind of basically cheat the wheelbase in a very unscientific way of saying it. You've got TV hookups above the left-hand tire. That big square door above the water heater, that is the access panel for the 12-volt fridge. That's kind of a dead giveaway from the outside. This is 12-volt fridge equipped instead of having the big black plastic RV fridge covers right there. Now, a lot of Freedom Expresses have a, well, they used to have a slide-out Coleman camp grill. And you can see that this one just has a little pocket here. This always was just kind of a pocket, but what I think is it is now perfect to hold things like our little gas grill quick connect line. Because instead of the free-floating Coleman camp grills, as we walk past this little 2-foot by 4-foot picnic table that's included here, you can see that these are now griddle equipped, and they now have a gas grill quick connect on the outside of the RV. That is something, both of those are things Freedom Expresses did not used to have. So you're getting the handy little shelf up here. Perfect little place to keep your platters or some cold drinks or something like that. You can see the Suburban Griddle series over here. And in case you folks didn't know, this is actually a low-key Blackstone. Blackstone makes this exact same thing. They subcontracted their smaller griddles through Suburban. A lot of people don't realize that. Kind of like how Dell printers are actually Lexmark printers. You might know that if you're a geek like me. But what's cool is, even if you're not going to use this, having the grill connect on the outside of the camper now, super, super handy. You can, you know, a lot of different purposes for that. Now, obviously, power awning open, you can see the LED lighting at the base of it. These arms do have tilt. It actually kind of telescopes down. That has your auto rain dump feature over there. Although, guys, if it's raining, it's always best to put the awning away. Keep that in mind. But if you pull that awning arm down, you can twist that knob to keep it cranked at an angle. Just make sure you loosen it up before you roll the awning back up. No big deal. Also, you might have noticed how all of our exterior baggage doors have a magnet holdback. And I'll give you $1, not really, if you can tell me the name of the dog there. That's Pete the Coachman dog. Big pass-through compartment. That's actually something Freedom Express was doing way before it was cool, is these huge exterior pass-through compartments on an ultralight camper. That was something a lot of brands do now. Freedom was really a trendsetter, and you can see that aluminum skeleton work all over the place in here. Also, it's worth noting, if you get in the belly of a lot of ultralights, look at the welds here, and you'll see that a Freedom Express is welded on both sides of every beam. Not every camper does that. A lot of them do not. That's something I just kind of encourage you folks to look around, discover for yourself, ask how important that is. Now, structurally, I don't think it's actually that big a deal, but I know that if I had my choice, I'd prefer something to be double welded instead of single welded. I just feel like it's going to hold up a little bit better. Now, at first glance, nothing much on the roof has changed versus the previous generation. You still see that polar white roof membrane reflecting the sunlight. You've got the Winegard Air 360 antenna system, which is your TV antenna, but also has the ability to basically have a Wi-Fi access point hooked up to it. And then if you're so inclined beyond that, you can actually subscribe to an LTE service to get mobile data. You can see the roof attic vent right here. That was previous or present previous generations. So that helps the heat that is trapped between the interior ceiling panel and the roof decking escape from the RV, which keeps this thing much, much cooler. These are great hot season campers. And none of that's new compared to the previous generation. What I want to point out is the new standard roof solar prep that you're seeing back here on all Freedom Express Ultralights and Liberty editions. And this floor plan gives you a nice big blank canvas right here. If you do want to go solar crazy, you got plenty of room for it. Now, we have the ability to do all of those kind of solar accessory type things for you here at Haylett RV. And sometimes I know that somebody doesn't know much about solar when they ask the question, well, how much is solar? Well, there's no answer to that question. Every solar installation is kind of custom tailored to the individual wants, needs of that owner. It could be a couple $100, it could be a couple thousand, it could be thousands more. It just depends on what you're looking for the RV to do. So if you're curious about that, you give our team over here at Haylett RV a call for anything Freedom Express related, and we are going to be your source to get some straight info very quickly. Now, we don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else like hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.